Emmerdale fans have been wondering Aaron Dingle's absence as Cain starts the process of telling his family about his cancer diagnosis. Over recent weeks, Cain Dingle has been facing his inner demons since being informed of a sizable mass, which was found after he was shot by John Sugden in Corriedale earlier this year. However, things became tougher for Cain once he learned that he had a diagnosis of prostate cancer through a special episode that aired following his inner thoughts. It came at an emotional time for the character, who was already dealing with his wife Moira being wrongfully imprisoned after the bodies of Celia Daniels and Anya were discovered on her lands. Not only that, but Joe Tate had coerced Robert Sugden into planting the IDs of the slave workers that Celia used on her farm in Moira's home. In order to be there for Moira, Cain decided not to tell her the facts, but instead took his anger out on everyone else around him. He pushed everyone away until eventually opening up to his granddaughter, Sarah Sugden. As viewers may recall, Sarah has had her fair share of bad health news and was quick to show her care for Cain. As he sat by Zach's graveside, Sarah joined him. It was then that viewers became emotional as he opened up to her. He admitted, "I'm not well. After the crash at the hospital, something showed up on my scans and they wanted to run more tests. I told myself it was nothing, but I was wrong." Sarah replied, "Listen, you don't have to go through this on your own. How many times have you told me that? How many times did he say that? Listen, we're family. This is not just about you, all right? We're in this together from now on. You don't have to keep it inside anymore." As he tearfully embraced Sarah, he revealed, "I've got cancer. Were you scared? Because I know I am." In upcoming episodes, spoilers have revealed that Cain eventually confides in Moira, who then persuades him to tell the rest of the family. In a released spoiler picture, Cain is standing in Wishingwell Cottage as he tells Belle, Caleb, Sam and Chas with the help of Sarah by his side. However, some fans have noticed that Aaron Dingle isn't around. 8 huge Emmerdale spoilers for next week, 9th to 13th of March. In next week's Emmerdale episodes, Cain finally tells Moira and his family the reality about his cancer, as the fate of the farm hangs in the balance. Elsewhere, Graham has a romantic choice for Rona, and Nicola is suspicious about Kerry and Jai. Here are the 8 big moments to look out for. You can also check out our collection of 19 spoiler pictures from these episodes. Number 1. Cain is trapped. Cain can't cope with the guilt when Moira expresses thanks about his running of the farm in her absence. With invoices to pay and Joe's threat to report him to the police for the car thefts, Cain tells Sarah he's stuck. She urges him to tell his wife the truth. Number 2. Sarah struggles. Sarah's marriage is suffering due to the secret she's keeping for Cain, and it's even harder when Belle asks her what's up. Pained by the secrets she's having to keep from the family, Sarah wishes the truth would emerge. Number 3. Cain tells Moira the truth. Cain is terrified over the future when he finds blood in the toilet bowl. Liam encourages him to tell the truth, and finally he takes the brave decision to tell Moira everything. Moira's world falls apart when she realizes that her husband kept his diagnosis secret for a month. She urges him to break the news to the family and forget about the land. Number 4. The future is uncertain. As Cain gathers the Dingles to tell them about his cancer, Moira summons Kim to the prison to discuss the fate of the farm. Cain struggles to tell his boys about his diagnosis, as a speech from Sam reminds Cain how valued he is. When he hears from Matty and Ross that the TB results from the herd are promising, he hopes they've turned a corner. Number 5. Graham gives Rona an ultimatum. Graham confides in Rona that he knew all about Cain's illness, and later, Lydia observes a charged moment between the former partners. Lydia updates Kim about Graham and Rona, and she pretends she doesn't care about her ex-husband. Graham puts his heart on the line and asks Rona to meet him at the footbridge, and if she doesn't appear, he'll stay away forever. Will she turn up? Number 6. Arthur confesses. Laurel confides in Nicola about her situation at home. Arthur shows no signs of growing up when he rejects Jai's job proposal. When Gabby confronts her little brother and asks about Laurel, he finally admits to pushing her Will Gabby give him some tough advice? Number 7. Nicola is suspicious. Carrie successfully avoids being the target of Nicola's gossip and stays under the radar when she lets Jai know the next hookup location. But the next day, Nicola is suspicious about how close the pair appear. Number 8. Bear's fate is revealed. Paddy contacts the ward manager at the secure mental health unit to check on his father. Surprised to hear that Bear is having an assessment to see if he is eligible for discharge, Paddy is anxious. If Bear is released, will he be locked up again? Emmerdale's Sarah Sugden caught out over desperate illegal behaviour in early ITVX release. The Dingle family's fortunes are slipping in Emmerdale, and Sarah Sugden is desperate to save her grandfather Cain from further turmoil. Not only is his wife Moira imprisoned for 2 murders she didn't commit, but half of their farm has been sold to devious Joe Tate, and now there's been an outbreak of tuberculosis. He's also living with an aggressive form of prostate cancer and will have to undergo treatment. The business is seriously close to falling through, and as a result, Sarah suggested he steal some motors to make a quick profit. Cain was initially against it, though with some persuasion, he soon got involved in the plan. To make matters worse, Sarah, who is the only person who knows about his diagnosis, insisted that she be part of the heist too. After realizing that she had more to lose than he did, and the fact she'd rarely been in trouble before, Cain instructed his granddaughter to stop. But the temptation of jumping into another car and speeding off into the distance is proving too much to resist. He also realized that she'd been spending long hours at Butler's farm, unaware that during this time she was working with Cain to retrieve more flash vehicles. Knowing that the potential TB outbreak may lose the family livelihood, she eyed up a blue sports car parked outside of the village hall. This was her opportunity to prove herself to Cain. Will she eventually come forward? HTV Got TV Guide, Emmerdale Insider, episode recaps. Is Paddy leaving Emmerdale? DS Walsh evidence against him not looking good. Is Paddy leaving Emmerdale? DS Walsh has evidence against him, and it's not looking promising. DS Walsh in Emmerdale is like a dog with a mission, as she is determined to nail Cain Dingle for helping cover up Ray's death. So does that mean he's leaving the soap? New evidence has come to light, which to us seems circumstantial, but now she's got the bit between her teeth. Walsh is not going to stop until she proves Paddy was involved. DS Walsh questions Paddy in Emmerdale again. After visiting the vets last night, Monday, March 2nd, Walsh spotted some rope that was the same as that used to tie up Ray. So tonight, Tuesday, March 3rd, she called Paddy back in for interrogation. Paddy was on the phone trying to get the solicitor to use Bear going to the secure mental health unit to help his case when Walsh turned up. She took Paddy to the station over the new proof. Paddy stuck to his story and claimed it was just horse rope and loads of vets use it. He insisted, even if it was the same rope, it proves nothing as Bear could have got hold of it and has already admitted. He has a point. This evidence seems fairly wishy-washy to us. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.